Chosen One, they didn't just come for your peace, they came for your soul, thinking they could silence a divine force with ancient roots and unshakable destiny. But all they did was summon an unstoppable storm. The very energies they tried to manipulate have turned on them like a pack of wild lions. Your ancestors aren't just watching, they're charging through realms, tearing down generational strongholds with celestial fury. What was meant to bury you has become the catalyst for your supernatural rise. And now, you're not just surviving, you're radiating such power that even the shadows flinch in your presence. This isn't revenge, this is reclamation. There was a secret war waged against you, one disguised in hugs, laughter, and false loyalty. The betrayal wasn't random, it was designed with precision by those who knew exactly where to strike because you once let them in. They studied your soul only to sabotage it. But the veil is lifting now, and what once hid behind kind eyes and familiar voices is being exposed by divine light. The universe isn't just showing you the truth, it's screaming it. That chilling intuition you tried to ignore, it was your higher self begging you to see what your heart wasn't ready to accept. The mask has cracked. Now it's your turn to reclaim your power, piece by piece, as every hidden enemy gets dragged into the open. They studied your soul like a blueprint, not to protect you, but to dismantle you. They twisted your love into leverage, your truth into tactics, and your openness into open wounds. What you thought was sacred was being broadcast in whispers to those who work in shadows, those who deal in curses, envy, and energetic sabotage. This wasn't just betrayal, it was a spiritual ambush. They handed your name over to darkness like a bounty, hoping to watch you fall from a distance. But what they didn't know is that every sacred wound becomes a weapon in the hands of the chosen. And now, you're not just healing, you're ascending armed. Every secret they tried to exploit is now under divine protection, and every spell sent your way is boomeranging back with cosmic precision. A circle of hidden hands, cloaked in jealousy and masked in fake smiles, united for one mission: to extinguish your flame before it lit the path for others. This wasn't random hate, it was strategic, spiritual warfare launched by those whose very existence depends on keeping power in the wrong hands. Your light exposed their shadows, your truth shook their illusions, and your presence threatened their entire system of control. So they conspired, whispered, and cast, hoping to dim what heaven itself ordained. But what they didn't expect was your rebirth through fire. You weren't just chosen, you were forged. And every dark ritual, every slandered word, every attack only summoned more divine protection around you. They tried to bury a force of nature. Now, they'll have to answer to it. While you were pouring love into broken vessels, they were draining you with precision, like spies in plain sight. Every hug was a lie, every thank you a distraction. They weren't just taking from you physically, they were harvesting your essence, feeding off your light like parasites with smiling faces. Your generosity became their currency, your kindness, their camouflage. Those thoughtful gifts, flipped for cash to bankroll rituals, gossip circles, and energy siphoning schemes. They smiled in your home while robbing it, touched your heart while mapping out how to dismantle it. But now, the veil has shattered, and what they thought was an easy target has risen as a divine executioner of justice. You're no longer the giver. They're about to learn what it feels like to lose what was never rightfully theirs. This wasn't some chaotic act of jealousy. It was a premeditated spiritual heist. These betrayers were foot soldiers in a dark hierarchy, obeying commands from a network of shadowy manipulators who specialize in soul sabotage. This cult, this spiritual cartel, identifies the chosen by their frequency, not their fame. They don't attack randomly. They scan for those carrying ancient codes of light, divine blueprints meant to awaken others. You weren't just targeted for who you are, you were hunted for what your destiny threatens to unleash. They built an entire strategy around dismantling your mission, hoping to fracture your will before you fully activated. But what they failed to factor in is that divine timing cannot be outmaneuvered. And now that you're awakened, The very system that tried to erase you is beginning to crumble beneath your rising vibration. They didn't move impulsively, they moved strategically, studying your soul like a threat profile. This wasn't just envy, it was surveillance. They tracked your highs and lows like data points on a map, noting every shift in your energy, every door that opened for you, every breakthrough that elevated your frequency. They celebrated your setbacks in silence and panicked every time you rose stronger. Your life became a case file in their dark operation, dissected by those who feared what would happen if you ever realized your full potential. But the trap they built around you is crumbling, and now you're the one watching, fully awake, divinely armed, and no longer predictable. They studied your patterns to destroy you. Now you're rewriting the entire system. They've glimpsed what you're only beginning to realize. You're not just spiritually talented, you're a cosmic catalyst. Your existence unsettles centuries-old structures built on fear, secrecy, and suppression. Your light doesn't merely guide your own footsteps, it ignites revolutions in the souls around you, shattering illusions they never dared to question. Your victories aren't just personal milestones, they're spiritual invitations, rippling outward, stirring others to reclaim what's theirs: power, purpose, freedom. In a world designed to keep greatness hidden, your rise is the loudest declaration. True liberation is not just possible, it's inevitable. Your rising terrified them, not because of what you'd done, but because of what you were destined to become. They saw the writing on the wall. If you kept ascending, their entire matrix of control would unravel at the root. So they chose desperation over reason, summoning every ounce of dark power they had left. This wasn't petty sabotage, it was a final strike, a full-blown spiritual assassination attempt designed to erase you from timelines. They didn't just want your silence, they wanted your soul dismantled, your legacy severed, your mission aborted. They called on an entity cloaked in ancient shadows, one trained to crush light-bearers before they fully awaken. But they underestimated one truth: divinity doesn't flinch in the face of death. And what was meant to end you has now crowned you. You survived the hit, and now you are the storm. These operatives embody the shadow twisted beyond recognition, masters of corrupted craft who have turned sacred gifts into weapons of ruin. Where true spirituality heals and elevates, they choose to poison and dismantle, serving not light, but chaos and decay. They have bartered their divine birthright for fleeting shadows, selling their souls to entities that thrive on fear and control. Their power is a hollow echo, a counterfeit flame that burns bright only because it consumes everything pure in its path. But no darkness, no matter how deep, can extinguish the eternal spark that burns within you. The spark they tried to snuff out, but only fanned into an unstoppable blaze. The mercenaries who took on your destruction saw it as just another routine mission, a chance to flex their dark arts and prove their mastery over shadows. They believed you were just another flicker of light, easily snuffed out by their arsenal of curses, hexes, and spiritual sabotage techniques honed through years of twisted training. Their weapons were crafted to dismantle every pillar of your life: your health, your prosperity, your bonds, and your very soul's connection to the divine. But what they failed to grasp was that you aren't just a target, you're a force of nature. Their dark technologies only ignited your power further, fueling a rebirth so fierce it shattered their entire blueprint of control. They engineered a precise assault, an all-encompassing siege targeting your mind, body, spirit, and reality at once. Every strike was meticulously planned, designed to fracture your foundation and drown you in confusion and despair. They had dissected your energy blueprint, uncovering hidden weaknesses they thought only darkness could exploit. Confident in their dark alliances and seasoned tactics, they believed victory was inevitable. But what they didn't realize was that their own weapons would become the catalysts for your transformation. The chaos they unleashed sparked a fierce awakening within you, turning every attack into a stepping stone toward your unstoppable rise. They walked into battle blind, unaware they were about to unleash a storm far beyond their reckoning. They had no clue about the sacred shields that ignite when divine souls face annihilation, protections woven by ancestral power and cosmic law. Their attacks, meant to break you, instead triggered a cosmic awakening that reverberates through realms unseen. They failed to understand that you are no ordinary being. You are a living force of destiny, surrounded by an unbreakable circle of light warriors and ancient guardians. You are never vulnerable. You are never without backup. And now, their aggression has only summoned the full wrath of the universe to defend you. The instant those shadow assassins struck, they unknowingly awakened a power far greater than their darkest intentions. Your spiritual defense ignited like a supernova, calling forth your ancestors, spirit guides, and celestial warriors to assemble in unstoppable unity. The very fabric of the universe trembled, realigning its energies to shield you with forces so vast and ancient they defy mortal understanding. What they thought would be your downfall became the rallying cry for a cosmic army, one that moves through dimensions, ready to obliterate any threat and elevate you beyond all limits. Your bloodline flows with the strength of ancient warriors, sacred healers, and fierce guardians who have stood watch across lifetimes, patiently awaiting this pivotal moment. The assault on you was the call to arms they needed, a sacred permission to break through the veil and manifest their power fully in your physical world. No longer subtle whispers in the wind, your spirit guides have become unstoppable cosmic enforcers, wielding divine authority and fierce, unyielding force to defend you. Bound by honor and destiny, they fight relentlessly, ensuring that nothing can break the shield around their chosen descendant. The luminous beings who have quietly guided your growth have now unleashed their full might, proving that divine love fiercely guards the innocent against all who prey in darkness. Those who dared to contract your destruction now live in constant dread, hunted by unseen forces beyond their understanding or control. Each night, as the veil thins between worlds, they sense the encroaching presence of your protectors, relentless, unstoppable, and implacable. Their dreams have turned into battlegrounds, haunted by spiritual assaults and torments that shatter their sanity. Your ancestors wage unyielding war deep within their minds, ensuring that the shadows they cast can never again threaten your light. While the world sleeps, these tormentors endure relentless midnight judgments, confronted by a procession of spiritual warriors who unflinchingly remind them of their grave misdeeds and the heavy price they must pay. They rise each dawn depleted, emotionally shattered, mentally frayed, as the unyielding pressure from realms beyond steadily erodes their fragile defenses. In daylight, they live haunted lives, feeling eyes that see through their facades, footsteps that shadow their every move, and an unshakable verdict hanging over them. Strange phenomena unfold around them. Objects inexplicably shift, devices falter, animals recoil from their presence, and even their own reflections betray secrets about their fractured souls they dare not acknowledge. As the clock strikes between 2 and 4 a.m., when the veil between worlds thins to its most fragile state, the full weight of cosmic retribution descends upon these operatives. In the silent hours when most are lost to sleep, they become prisoners to a spiritual reckoning, gripped by invisible hands tightening around their throats, haunted by disembodied voices that recount every betrayal and sin, and stalked by shadows with relentless purpose. The night becomes a crucible of judgment, where every dark deed is illuminated and paid for in the currency of fear, regret, and an unrelenting sense of impending doom. Their desperate attempts to shield themselves with twisted rituals only fan the flames of their own undoing. Each dark spell they cast acts like a flare in the night, summoning more of your relentless spiritual guardians to their doorstep. The malevolent entities they try to command recoil in fear, sensing the overwhelming power aligned against these betrayers, forces so fierce that even darkness itself refuses to linger. Their false protections crumble, turning into invitations for an even greater reckoning as your cosmic defenders close in with unstoppable precision. Rest eludes them like a distant dream, and peace is a stranger they will never know. Caught in the unyielding grip of divine justice, they are hunted relentlessly, locked in the crosshairs of a cosmic force that will not relent. Your ancestors exact payment for every dark whisper, every malicious intention aimed at you, transforming their lives into a waking torment. The spiritual realm, once invisible, has become their inescapable prison, a suffocating nightmare crafted by their own hands, where unseen forces close in, stripping away every last shred of their false security and exposing them to the full weight of cosmic reckoning. They finally realize they've crossed a boundary carved by divine law itself, attacking one shielded by the mightiest spiritual forces in the cosmos. Their every effort to dismantle the siege only tightens the noose. Protective rituals meant to save them twist into catastrophic failures, unraveling their defenses with devastating precision. The dark entities they once summoned for aid vanish in terror, unable to withstand the overwhelming power marshaled against them. Alone and exposed, they face the crushing truth. The forces guarding you are beyond anything they could ever conquer or escape. Even those who once stood by their side now recoil, sensing the inevitable collapse that has been decreed upon them. Isolated and abandoned, the operatives' bodies betray the relentless spiritual onslaught they endure. Their health unravels with alarming speed. Immune systems falter, and unexplained illnesses take hold, baffling even the most skilled healers. The weight of invisible battles manifests in physical decay, a cruel reminder that the war waged against you is consuming them from the inside out, leaving nothing untouched by the shadow of their own undoing. Their minds fracture as the line between waking life and relentless nightmares fades into nothingness. Haunted by invisible tormentors, the operatives spiral into despair, sometimes choosing the confines of physical prisons as a desperate sanctuary from the unending spiritual onslaught. To them, cold steel bars and concrete walls offer more security than the world outside, a fragile shield against the cosmic justice that shadows their every breath, turning their existence into a ceaseless, inescapable hellscape. The true architects of your betrayal are now facing a relentless tide of karmic justice crashing down upon them. Those who once smiled in your face while weaving plots against you now witness their lives unraveling in haunting reflection of the chaos they tried to unleash. Their finances crumble under mysterious losses and sudden debts, while opportunities vanish without explanation. As guilt gnaws at their souls, their bodies betray them with strange illnesses that baffle doctors, a physical manifestation of the heavy burden their conscience can no longer bear to hide. The fragile facades they built with lies and charm begin to shatter, leaving their true selves exposed for all to see. Friends and family, once blinded by deception, now recoil as the shadows lurking beneath their smiles come to light. The carefully woven webs of manipulation unravel, and the social circles that once upheld their schemes dissolve into silence and rejection. Isolated and stripped of pretense, they face the bitter consequences of a truth too long hidden, alone, abandoned, and forsaken by those they once called allies. The cosmos moves with unbreakable laws of balance, and any attempt to rob a divine soul triggers an unstoppable wave of restoration. Every resource they siphoned is rebounding to you tenfold, flooding your life with abundance beyond measure. The energy they sought to drain from your body and spirit now returns amplified, filling you with renewed vigor and unshakable resilience. Every toxic bond they tried to taint dissolves, making way for genuine relationships that uplift, nurture, and align perfectly with your highest purpose. The universe doesn't just heal, it multiplies the blessings you were meant to receive. The shadowy circle that schemed against you is now unraveling, torn apart by the very darkness they unleashed. Their misguided coven of pretenders believed they could bend sacred energies to feed their petty envy and insatiable greed. But they gravely underestimated the cosmic laws that govern all things. In their arrogance, they stirred forces far greater than themselves, only to be crushed beneath the crushing weight of universal justice. The universe stands unwavering, fiercely defending its chosen, and these false wielders of dark power are paying the price for daring to challenge what is divinely protected. Every conspirator now grapples with a personalized reckoning, perfectly aligned with their betrayal. The rumor mills they spun have turned inward, eroding their own reputations as whispers and accusations circle back with uncanny speed and precision. Those who attempted to bind your energy with dark curses are witnessing their own spells unravel violently. Every harmful intent boomerangs with triple the power, leaving their spiritual defenses shattered and their own paths shadowed by the very darkness they tried to cast upon you. Justice is not just coming, it is tailored, relentless, and unstoppable. The masterminds behind the attack now watch helplessly as their intricate plots unravel into utter chaos, each move triggering outcomes they never anticipated, failures that sabotage their own agendas. What were once confident strategy sessions have devolved into frantic, futile attempts to regain control as distrust and suspicion poison their ranks. Paranoia takes root, turning allies into enemies, and every whispered doubt fractures their unity further. Their dark rituals falter, their link to malevolent forces weakening with each passing day, leaving them vulnerable and exposed, powerless against the very collapse they set in motion. Some try to break free from the group's toxic grip, only to find that their betrayal has carved a path of personal reckoning they cannot evade. No matter where they turn or who they align with now, the weight of their actions trails them relentlessly. As their collective foundation collapses, the dark forces they once depended on sever ties one by one, unwilling to bear the stain of standing beside those who dared to challenge the sacred. These malevolent entities understand that crossing a divine protector demands a price too high, even for their own kind, and abandon the traitors to face the fallout alone. Their sacred circles, once buzzing with dark intent, now lie defiled and corrupted, rendering any meaningful ritual impossible. The fragile threads holding their alliance together snap, leaving their coordinated assaults fractured and chaotic. Even their so-called spiritual informants, the ones who once fed them vital intelligence about you, find themselves adrift, severed from true spiritual insight. Stripped of genuine guidance, they fumble blindly through their hollow ceremonies, vulnerable and exposed, stripped of the divine power they arrogantly assumed was theirs to command. Their once sharp visions now blur into confusion as their psychic gifts wither under the weight of their own corruption. Clients, sensing the faltering energy and deceit, turn away in search of true guidance, leaving behind a trail of broken trust. Whispers of their dark deeds ripple through spiritual circles, tarnishing their names and severing the few remaining connections they clung to. Meanwhile, you rise, unshaken and radiant, soaring to realms of power and clarity they could never have dreamed possible, illuminated by a light they tried and failed to extinguish. The wealth they sought to rob is now pouring into your life with unstoppable force, manifesting in ways that surpass even your highest expectations. Doors swing open effortlessly, each opportunity perfectly aligned with your soul's true purpose. Blessings flow from surprising and abundant sources, fueling your growth and expanding your reach. Those who truly resonate with your vision are irresistibly drawn to your light, forming a powerful circle of support that lifts you higher, proof that the universe always returns what's taken, multiplied beyond measure. Your finances surge forward as the universe swiftly restores every loss with abundant interest. Unexpected income streams flow in effortlessly, turning what once seemed impossible into your new reality. Past investments blossom overnight, yielding returns that defy even your boldest dreams. Those who owed you long-forgotten debts now find themselves irresistibly drawn to repay what's owed, as if guided by an unseen hand. Doors to financial growth open wide, arriving at just the right moment and requiring little more than your readiness to receive the blessings already destined for you. Your body pulses with renewed life force, reclaiming every ounce of energy they sought to steal, and then some. You feel a surge of strength and vitality flooding through you, more vibrant and alive than you've been in years. Persistent ailments that once weighed heavily on your health begin to dissolve effortlessly, as if healed by an invisible hand. Your immune system sharpens into an unbreakable shield, keeping sickness at bay and allowing you to move through each day with unstoppable vigor and radiant well-being. Your mind sharpens to a level of clarity you never thought possible, and your emotional balance becomes rock solid, unshaken by external chaos. The spiritual battles you endured have ignited a rapid evolution within you, accelerating your growth far beyond the ordinary timeline. Gifts that might have taken years to awaken now burst forth effortlessly, revealing powers that were always latent within your soul. Your intuition cuts through illusions like a blade, piercing through layers of falsehood with unerring precision. In your presence, deception crumbles. Truth stands boldly, illuminated by your unbreakable inner knowing. You start to grasp the vast magnitude of your spiritual purpose, realizing that the assault you faced was no accident, but a calculated effort by shadowy powers to stop you from claiming a destiny that will reshape the very fabric of existence. Your path transcends personal triumph or solitary awakening. You are a beacon set to anchor profound light, igniting waves of transformation that ripple through the collective soul of humanity. Your presence is a catalyst for enduring change, a divine force orchestrating a new era of consciousness that cannot be silenced or undone. You are being molded for a destiny so grand that it will transform every ounce of pain from betrayal into a powerful testament of triumph. The cosmos is aligning circumstances and opportunities to catapult you into heights of success and influence far beyond what you've imagined. Success that uplifts not only your soul, but ignites the path for countless others craving the light you embody. A banquet of divine blessings is being set at the highest realms, and those who once sought to break you will find themselves powerless spectators, forced to witness your radiant victory from the very sidelines of their own downfall. They will watch helplessly as you emerge stronger and more radiant from the very ruins they tried to bury you in. They will see you claim every blessing they sought to deny, stepping fully into your destined power while they remain ensnared in the fallout of their own decisions. This is no petty revenge. It is the unfolding of cosmic justice, the universe's undeniable truth, showing that when divine light is challenged, forces beyond mortal comprehension rise to protect, restore, and balance what was threatened. Your victory is inevitable, and their defeat is written in the stars. There's no need for you to expend energy on revenge or elaborate plans against those who tried to harm you. The universe itself is weaving the threads of justice, ensuring their consequences unfold perfectly while lifting you higher with unstoppable momentum. Your calling is clear. Look ahead, claim your full power, and embody the divine purpose that brought you here. The path before you is sacred and unbreakable, immune to the schemes of cults, betrayals, or shadowy assassins. You are the chosen one, and your mission is destined to shine beyond any darkness they could cast. Your unique gifts are poised to impact the world in profound and unimaginable ways. The very attacks meant to break you have instead fast-tracked your spiritual evolution, unlocking doors to powers and protections previously beyond reach. What was intended as destruction has become the catalyst for your awakening, sharpening your vision, deepening your intuition, and granting you a direct line to cosmic wisdom. This heightened awareness will illuminate every decision you make, ensuring your path forward is guided by divine insight and unstoppable clarity. Your eyes are now wide open to the unseen layers beneath every interaction. You effortlessly read the energy woven around you, instantly sensing who carries light and who hides shadows beneath their smile. The spiritual predators, energy leeches, and deceitful companions reveal themselves with unmistakable clarity. This razor-sharp discernment is not just a skill, it's a sacred gift forged in the fire of betrayal, a testament to your resilience and the strength you gained by standing firm when tested most fiercely. Those who launched their assault on you have shown their true colors, empty vessels driven by fear, envy, and desperation. They are mere shadows in the vast cosmic game, puppets devoid of true spirit, enslaved to dark forces that twist them into tools of disruption and decay. But you stand apart, you are awakened, illuminated by a profound connection to source energy that shields you beyond their feeble grasp. Their shallow attempts to wield power crumble before your radiant awareness, rendering them powerless against the force of your limitless light. You move on a vibration far beyond their reach, shielded by energies that surpass their understanding, and led by insights born from the highest realms. The universe has cast its radiant spotlight upon you, unveiling a path so clear it leaves no room for doubt. Trust the whispers of your intuition. They are the compass guiding you toward your destiny. Step confidently into the opportunities unfolding at exactly the right moment, and welcome the soul connections drawn to you by a powerful divine pull. Your journey is sacred, illuminated, and unstoppable. Your spiritual allies are weaving a magnificent tapestry of synchronicities, aligning every moment to propel you into the role you were born to fulfill. What once threatened to shatter you now serves as the spark for your most profound metamorphosis. The very cult that sought your downfall unknowingly set in motion the ceremony of your spiritual ascension. Those dark operatives, by attempting to harm you, have ignited powerful safeguards that will shield and empower you throughout this lifetime and beyond. You are doing more than merely surviving the storm. You are rising stronger, fueled by the very challenge meant to break you. This betrayal isn't just a wound to heal, it's the furnace forging you into a being of unparalleled success and influence, unlocking realms that would have remained closed without this sacred trial. Your journey is etched into the Akashic records as a shining testament to the unbreakable spirit of divine souls who walk in perfect harmony with the cosmic design, unstoppable and eternally radiant.